Hey guys, what is up? It is I, James Penrose, back again. Yep, I'm back on this channel for the first time in forever. Again, guys, I mentioned this a few months ago. When I post is when I post, and what I post is what I post. But honestly, guys, there was no way I was not going to cover this topic. There was absolutely no way that this show... there was no way I wasn't going to cover the show. NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. Fantastic, literally fantastic. And I know we are just getting started. We are just scratching the surface. I know from the takeover to the next takeover to the takeover after that and to takeover after that, we are going to go miles above and beyond, because this was just the start. It was history. And I honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed this show. This isn't going to be like a full review type thing. This is just going to be me talking and rambling about the show, because again, there was no way I wasn't going to cover this. And, you know, quite honestly, I remember when NXT UK first was established and they premiered, I think it was on mid-October, something like that, they first premiered with NXT UK. All I said to myself was, man, you know what? What would be the greatest thing to have for NXT UK is to have their own takeover shows. Whether we do that in Blackpool, or we have our own shows in Manchester, Leeds, Sheffield, Liverpool, and London, and all that. All I want is to have our own takers on. Bam! Triple H gave us exactly what we wanted, and it started here in Blackpool at the Empress Ballroom, and man, it was a great show. Was it 10 out of 10 all perfect? No, it wasn't. But I know we can do better than this. But still, it was a fantastic, memorable show. First match, I'm just going to go quickly over the matches, what I like, what I didn't like. We had the first ever crowning of the NXT UK Tag Team Champions. We had Zach Gibson and James Drake. Liverpool's #1, Zach Gibson, going up against Moustache Mountain, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. And people are calling it the match of the night, and I ain't going to disagree with you. This was a fucking phenomenal match. This went, 23 minutes and 45 seconds, I should say. And for all that time, they went all out. A great exchanges back and forth with both men on the outside. The near falls as well were utilised very well, to the point where they really wanted you to think that Moustache Mountain was going to win, but oh no, no, no. And I actually really thought Moustache Mountain was going to win before I came in watching this match, thinking Moustache Mountain was going to win, but no, no, no. Zach Gibson and James Drake, they pulled the swerve, and they ended up winning they're becoming the first ever NXT UK Tag Team Champions. And by the way, let me just say, those NXT UK Tag Team Championships, me gusta. They absolutely look beautiful. I'm going to go as far as to say they're probably the best looking titles on the whole of WWE right now. They look gorgeous. That, along with the WWE UK title, again, that looks brilliant. The NXT UK Women's Championship looks great. And you know what? All the belts on NXT period, from NXT US and UK, all of the NXT belts look fantastic. And you look at the belts on the main roster and you go, what the flying fuck are you wearing? Literally, there's no prestige, because you have the booking has just hurt it. Whereas this, in one show, that, you know, the prestige for all the belts has just gone boom, while the main roster is constantly going down here. But back to this match. I really thought Moustache Mountain was going to win. You know, they're over with the crowd. They got a great pop when they came out. If you hate Gibson, shoes off. I am absolutely loving that chant. If you hate Gibson, shoes off. And the Americans, yeah, they probably don't get it. But I mean, it's not like they're going to take their shoes off at a live event. But us here, well, we're going to do it for Zach Gibson, all right. But, you know, but that just goes to show the booking of heels in NXT and NXT UK. How, you know, you can book a heel so well, to the point where you want to see him get beat, because, you know, because Zach Gibson, he's fantastic on the mic. He can run his mouth and he can project his character so well, to the point where you want to see him get his ass kicked. You want to see him get beat, because he got his head so far up his own ass. It's ridiculous. So, but it didn't happen on this night. They're the first ever NXT UK Tag Team Champions, and it was a great match. Now we go on to the next match. And you know what? I'm just going to call this a review. Fuck it. The next match, this was a surprise. It was supposed to be Travis Banks, the Kiwi Buzzsaw, going up against Jordan Devlin. But before that, earlier on in the day, you see Travis Banks entering the arena, and Jordan Devlin attacks him from behind. And as Travis Banks comes out to the ring and Jordan Devlin comes afterwards, Travis Banks immediately goes for him, and then he gets assaulted before the match has even started. He gets sent to the back. He's injured. I think it was an injured knee or whatever. Then Johnny Sin and Sid Scala come, and you say, you know what, we had a feeling you might do this. So, you know what, we got a trick up our sleeve. Here's your replacement. Boom, lights go out, and they come back on, and out comes Finn fucking Balor. What the fuck? I did not expect that. Finn Balor is back on NXT, or NXT UK in this case, and he took on his student John Devlin. And I always loved that storyline when you've got the teacher versus the student going head to head in an all-out Raw. And even though it was only 11 minutes, they did a great job working together in this match. It was phenomenal. The story they told was really good. Finn Balor won in the end, which I'm not mad about, to be honest. I mean, you can argue it was a lose-lose situation in the sense where if John Devlin would have won, it would have made Finn Balor look worse, because on the main roster he's used like shite, whereas Finn Balor beating Devlin like he did, that might have lowered John Devlin's credibility in a sense. But you know, with the performance they put on, this doesn't devalue either, guys, especially for John Devlin. I mean, he'll probably get another shot at the UK title on one of the live events. Who knows? I mean, he's already had one shot against Pete Dunne, and he was this close but couldn't quite get it done. I see him getting another shot, basically. Will he win it? I don't see it, but he'll probably get another shot. So that was an amazing swerve right there. And that was probably the biggest pop of the night for Finn Balor. Well, actually, I say that, we'll get to the end. The next match was Bomber Dave Mastiff going up against Eddie Dennis in a no disqualification match. People saying it's the weakest matches on the match on the card, and I understand, to be fair. I do somewhat understand, but you know what? They utilised the weapons really well. The Bomber Dave Mastiff, for his size, 325 pounds, whatever, and can do all these flips and drop kicks and moonsaults, and it's just crazy. I mean, and Eddie Dennis, you know, I love his character. Again, how he portrays himself as a heel, because the story going into it was that he's obsessed with getting his revenge on Dave Mastiff after losing his undefeated streak at a recent NXT live event where Dave Mastiff beat him, and now he wants revenge, and he's like, this is far from over. And you can tell the way he's talking, like, he's almost like a psychopath in a sense, where he's just like, well, I will not rest, I will not stop at anything until you are gone, I've finished, and I get my revenge. But it didn't work on this case. Dave Mastiff ended up getting the win by using a flipping cannonball through the table onto Eddie Dennis, which was amazing. It's kind of like Kevin Owens' cannonball, except Kevin Owens, he rolls into it, whereas Dave Mastiff, he full-on does a front flip and lands right on his opponent through the table. And that was an amazing, and Dave Mastiff gets the win, and who knows, maybe he could get another shot down the line. But I think safe to say we kind of know who's going to get the next shot at the next takeover, wherever that's going to be. We'll get to that. The next match was for the NXT UK Women's Championship, Toni Storm versus Rhea Ripley, and credit to both girls. I mean, I especially Toni Storm. I mean, may I just add, I feel really bad for what happened to Toni Storm. I'm not really going to, you guys know the details, but for the people that hacked all that shit, shame on you, you fucking cunts. Same thing with Paige. For the people that hacked her shit, shame on you. We support Toni. That was amazing on social media, and she got a moment. She finally became the NXT UK Women's Champion after a great showing against Rhea Ripley, who was also a great talent in the ring. You know, I kind of like that. Basically, the way I don't know. It's hard to explain, but basically, like, probably the best women heel right now on NXT. Period. Next, or the WWE put together. So Toni Storm getting a win was really cool. The match only went 10 minutes and 50 seconds, and we all know why, because they wanted to save all that time for the main event to give it that big dramatic feel, which it did. It really did. Now, where does these two go from here? Are they going to have a rematch at the next TakeOver, or will they do it at another live event? I don't know, personally. So yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. I mean, I had nothing planned. I just really wanted to talk about this. And then you go to the main event. This went over half an hour, 34 minutes and 15 seconds. Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, going up against Joe Coffey for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. This was a war. Literally, war is actually a fucking understatement, to be honest. This was just an all-out fight. Literally, for these 34 minutes and 15 seconds, these two went back and forth non-stop. And I also love how, and again, this is another thing that you see on NXT and you don't see on the main roster, where on the main roster, if you're a heel, you have to be a coward no matter what. You've got to constantly run away from fights and be a chicken shit. Whereas on NXT, and you see with Joe Coffey in this case, when he came out with Gallus, you know, with Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, Joe Coffey's like, yo, you guys get to the back. And it's not the first time he's done this, by the way. It's not the first time he said to Gallus, yo, leave, I got this. I know what I'm doing. I can do this. And they send them to the back. And that was really cool, showing that not all heels have to be booked in the same way, like cowardly chicken shit heels. You know, you get in the ring, you've got a title match, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Even though they are heels, and sometimes, and of course you can use dirty, underhanded tactics as heels. Obviously, that makes sense. But they don't always have to be cowards in this case. And Joe Coffey wasn't. And I really thought this was Joe Coffey's time. I really thought that, even though it's only the first takeover, maybe giving Joe Coffey the title on the first takeover was rushing it a bit. But I just really thought they built Joe Coffey up and Gallus up so well, to the point where I thought, well, Joe Coffey's got to win. He's got to be the man that's got to take the title off of the Bruiserweight, who's been champion for over 600 days, which is fucking phenomenal. But no, in the end, Pete Dunne, I think he hit like 2 bitter ends, and Joe Coffey kicked out of both of them before finally Pete Dunne used his fingers and fucking snapped all of them, and that's when he had to tap out. That's kind of his new submission in a sense. I mean, we haven't really seen that from anyone, using like breaking fingers as a submission, but Jesus, it worked. He tapped out instantly, and Pete Dunne is still your WWE United Kingdom champion. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. Oh, actually, no, there's more. And this is something I didn't even know about. This was probably rumoured. Everyone probably knew about this. I didn't. So after the match, they have the marquee on the logo on the bottom saying, "Oh, thank you for watching NXT UK TakeOver," and that's when freaking Volta comes out. Volta, I don't know, I think that's how you say his name, from Austria, I believe he's from. I mean, I've actually never heard of him, but again, he got one of the biggest pops of the night. The crowd marked out like crazy for him, and he stared right into the eyes of the Bruiserweight, and that sets up Volta versus Pete Dunne for the WWE UK Championship at the next takeover, where that's going to be in Manchester or London, I don't know. I can't wait, and everyone's probably thinking now, yeah, this is the time to get the belt off the Bruiserweight and put it on Volta. And yeah, that should be an awesome match. I mean, you see the size difference, and straight away it's like, whoa, really, you are in trouble now, my son. Yeah, other than that, guys, this has been my review. This has been almost like impromptu. I just wanted to get this review out of the way because literally I've been watching every NXT UK episode since the premiere to now, and it culminated with NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool, and I'm thoroughly proud of all the lads and the girls that were involved. And here's to more takeovers all around the country. Even in Scotland, and just all across the UK, in Belfast, everywhere. So, other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching this NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool review. Make sure you guys like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, even though I don't upload at all. I just upload when I want. And all I can say is, peace out, my brothers!